Hey everybody, welcome to another gameplay video. Today we're going to play some Stranded Deep. Now, I haven't played this game in a little bit. It's been a few months and I've really wanted to get back into it. So let's get started. This is version 0.51, as you can see at the bottom left corner here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit start new game. You can't really change anything. You can change it to multiplayer or cooperative. This mode, keep in mind, as of right now, this is March 17th, cooperative mode is experimental, and it's basically like, I believe it's like a split screen type of thing. But it's, like I said, it's an experimental, so we're not going to deal with that today. So we're just going to single player. Difficulty is grayed out. We can't change that. We cannot change the gender, permadeath. We can't change that, and we can't change the wildlife. All this is grayed out. Now the world, we're going to use random. So I'm going to go ahead and, so there's the settings. Go ahead and hit start. It's being created, and here we go. Hey, look, my pants are ripped already. Haven't even landed yet. Where has this guy been? Uh-oh. Look outside. Doesn't look too dramatic, but... Apparently I'm underwater. Let's get out of here. Come on, swim up, up, up. Nice. There's the raft. There goes the raft. I guess not. Feel like Castaway. Guys, if you've never played Raft before, it's pretty much a open sandbox crafting game. So you start off in your raft here, and you got three things you can do. You can pick up the paddle, which we're going to need in order to move the raft. We can drop the anchor. This is so you can explore shipwrecks like here and there without your raft floating away. You do have a limited storage on the raft, and it only holds 3 items. So I'm going to hit tab, and there's, it only has 3 spots for 3 items. If you hit Q, you will drop the item that you are currently equipped. So as soon as he drops it, it's on the ground. Press tab, and it opens up your backpack. So currently I don't have anything other than the paddle I'm holding. And that little bump is from Mr. Sharky there. So we're going to hold E to operate. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get to this island. And I'm moving forward by pressing the W on my keyboard. So let's just get over here. And I'll explain some more stuff to you once we get to the island. The exit, press and hold E. We're going to jump out. And I need to drag my raft onto the island so it don't float away. I'm doing that by pressing and holding the right mouse button. And you see I can move objects around that way. So that's the first thing I need to do right now is to create an axe. To make an axe we need a stick. We need 2 stone. And you run around and find items for that. Where is the stone? There's the stone. These are also other items that washed up on the shore. We can use that later. Right now we really want to get my axe. And we need lashing. And you get lashing from the young palms, and you get it from yucca plants. I guess it's called yucca plants. So in order to cut this, I need something to cut it with. So right now we have stone. So press and hold C, which is quick craft. and we are going to craft 2 of those little shards. It says stone tool, but they're like shards. You see the little shards? And now we can collect stuff like that. We need 4 of those little leaf things to make 1 lashing. So we got 2. So look at our inventory. We have 2. Oops, didn't mean to hold it. 3 and 4. Now we have 4 of those leaves. If we press and hold C, we can make lashing. Now in our inventory we have the lashing, we have 2 shards, and we have a stick. That's enough to make an axe. To make an axe, press C again, and their axe is right here, crude axe. That's what we want. And we're going to equip it. Now, well, I usually don't like to start on the starting island because they're usually kind of small. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab some supplies here, and then we're going to head over to that island right over there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to explore some of these ships here. Be careful when you go in the water because there's a lot of things that can poison you. And one of those things is that this little blue purplish thing right here. See how those spikes just popped up on it? I don't know if you can see it, but that will poison you. So you gotta be careful of that. There's tiger fish that'll poison you. There's these little like white colored eels that'll poison you. And on land, sometimes there's snakes. So there's a lot of stuff that can poison you. So right now I want to get this box. Press tab to open. Flare gun. So we'll hit E to pick up. Now if you notice with the box, we had it can hold 3 items as well. So I want to select the box, hit Q and drop it. Let's open it. You see there's empty spots? We can put stuff in there. And that helps with us carrying stuff. So I want to grab these tarps, for example. And we're going to open up the box. Hit your backpack, select the tarps, and you can see it's now. And when we did that, it freed up space in our inventory. So now we can continue to carry more stuff. You're going to see me do that a lot. I also want that as well. We're going to put that in the box. Backpack. Okay. You can see in the box, now we have 3 items. But everything is stackable up to a point. You can hold 4 tarps, 4 flare guns, you know, everything's stackable. The only thing that's not stackable from what I know are the tree trunks. So here's the little sunken boat. Let's go out here. Let's see what we can find in the boat. There's all kinds of stuff, guys, as you can create. Rafts, buildings. And this is gyrocopter part. Yeah, we want this. So we're going to hit E to pick up. The blue bar in the center is your oxygen level, so we gotta get some oxygen. These tires you can make rafts out of. We're not gonna worry about that right now. I'll show you that later. Let's go under the ship. See that eel? He will poison you, so be careful of that. There's some barrels there. We can make rafts out of that. Label maker. Like that. Don't care about the flare gun, not right now. We want that. And we need to get some air. We're going to drown. Alright. You can see our inventory is getting up there. So let's go to shore and sort out our inventory here. Pretty cool game. I really like it a lot. It's come a long ways. It is on Steam. So we're going to drop those boxes right there. And let's sort out our inventory. I want to take that tarp, since we already have tarp in this other box. We just added it, so now we got 3. 1 out of, or there's, it says 1 out of 3, I don't know why. Maybe that's because that's what's selected, I don't know. Well, we got 3 in there. There's another tarp. We're going to put that in there, and that'll give us 4. Yep. So we can't put any more tarp in there unless we take something out. But, label maker, I don't know where you need a label maker. We're going to select that, and we're just going to drop it. Don't really need a fishing spear right now, because we can always make that. I'm going to drop that as well. And I'm going to go into my backpack, select these electrical parts and engine parts and put them all into the wood crate. And if you look at my inventory, it's now free. Now keep in mind, when you have the raft, you're going to need a paddle. So you need to keep a spot open in your inventory for the paddle. Okay, I always do that. That's why I always carry it around until I get a raft. Also, you're going to need a spot for each crate too. So there's 3 crates. When I pick them up, it's going to take up 3 spots. So keep that in mind. Fish and spear, the reason why I dropped this is because we can make that. They're very easy to make. I don't really need that right now. I do want that. These little crabs, you can kill them for food. Don't need that right now. And speaking of food, let's go over that real quick. If you press F, it brings up your watch. It tells you the time of day, the temperature. But if you left click on your mouse button, it changes the watch mode. Here is your health, your food, water, and sleep. I've never seen the sleep go down yet. I don't know if that's implemented yet, so that might be a later thing. But your health, food, and water, especially food and water, have to keep an eye on that. My water's already down a bar. So let's move on here. That's going to be key. Remember, press F. I want this. Don't really need planks right now, and I want to take as much of these fibrous leaves as possible. These make lashing, and you're going to notice we're going to use lashing quite a bit. Take that. Remember, these things poison you. See the spikes? Stay away from them. As far as I know, you can't kill them or anything. That. Get as much of those leaves as you possibly can if you're not staying at the beginning island. These pie, I think it's called pie. That's important to remove poisoning. So I'm gonna grab that. And we're gonna go here, check this console out. Yep, I'll take some rations. And there should be another box. Yep. With more rations. Nice. We'll take that too. Check out our food and water. We're still okay. Just remember, everything takes up a spot in your inventory, as you can tell. Our inventory is getting up there already. But we need to sort all that out, and we'll do that in a second. These yucca plants, get those. That drops the leaves that we need to make lashing. So let's get as much of that as we can. This rock is mineable. You'll get stone from it with an axe. We'll deal with that later. I don't want to overwhelm you with too much right off the bat. This. I want to get out of here before it starts getting dark. It does have day-night cycles, so I think that's all the yucca. There's usually 3. Sometimes there's 3. I don't see a third one. So anyway, yeah, I really like this game a lot, guys. Oh, these are also coconuts. They're a good food and water source, but do not eat or drink out of them more than 2 times at once, or you'll get sick. Remember Tom Hanks in Castaway?
Coconut milk's a natural laxative. Things Gilligan never told us.
Yeah. You'll get sick. So anyway, what do we have here? So we're looking good on these fibrous leaves. Let's go sort out our inventory and get off this island here. So let's head back to, I don't know where I did with my crates. Ah, there they are. I'm going to take this crate I got. We're going to drop it. And let's go through our stuff here. I got these. Oh, I got these metal scrap plates, so we're going to put them in there. Okay, I really don't need this flare gun right now. So we're going to drop that. I really need the room more than anything. And we're going to put our, I'm going to say PP. We're going to put our PP in there. Do I have anything? No. Okay, we're going to put the fibrous leaves in there. All of them. And I want to put these rations in there as well. You can't place anything into a container that you have equipped, so I had to unequip it. I got some rations. Oh, actually, we can combine our rations and put them in here. Okay, that's good enough. Let's grab our stuff. Let's get out of here. Equip our paddle. And find our raft. You see the sun's starting to set, so it's going to get dark. You have to be careful where you step at. If you don't have a flashlight, which you can find, or a light source, be careful when you enter the water, because you can step on one of those purple starfish things and get poisoned. So let's head over to that island here. I'm just turning my raft around by pressing the A on my keyboard. It's slow, but I think I'm stuck on the ground. And move forward, just press the W on your keyboard. Now, one of the things that you have to be careful of is Mr. Sharky. Sometimes he will bump you so hard in your raft you actually flip over. Now, I know the game's still in early access, but to me, the game starts getting buggy when you flip over in the water. I fell through the world before. Sometimes when I try to get out of the water above the raft, the graphics got all messed up. One time, you'll get an option when the raft's flipped over and you're in the water. You'll get the option to operate the raft if you're holding your paddle. If you do that, you'll enter the raft while it's upside down. And keep in mind, the whole time you're drowning. And you'll be stuck like that. And if you haven't saved your game, well, you're going to have to restart it. So just be careful with that. I'm taking a chance here. Reason why, and like I said, the reason why I don't like the starting island is because they're very small and they're exactly what it is. It's a starting island. You can set up camp there and do it, and pretty much, you know, make that as your home base if you wanted to. Like I said, I don't like doing that. I like to expand out from there. And this is a slow process, guys. So it's going to be dark. So I'm going to meet you guys at the island. If anything happens, I'll cut back to the video. Alright, finally made it to the island. I want to get off the raft. Let's pull our raft up here, make sure it doesn't float away. It's, apologize, it is dark. It's dark for me too. I'm just going to take my crates and just drop them here. And we have to be very careful. Listen out for snakes. And what I'm looking for are sticks so we can build a fire. These small pine trees will drop twigs or sticks. There's one. Another. You can see why we needed the axe, so we can cut down stuff. And press and hold C. Do we have enough to make a campfire? We do. I'm just going to build it over here. And in order to start the fire, we need kindling, which means we need more sticks. Remember, small pine trees drop sticks. We just made kindling. So to start the fire... Oh, hear that? That's a snake. Hopefully he's not near us. So you quit the kindling, and then hold E to light. And you have to do this 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, And 6 is the magic number. Boom. And there it is. So we're just going to drop this next to the fire. So we have a little bit of light. You'll be able to cook food. It keeps you warm. Although I've never been cold, but and obviously it casts some light. So we need to think about saving our game. So we need to build a little shelter. So what we're going to do is we're going to press C for crafting, and it brings up the crafting menu. And there's all different types of crafting you can do. This is for the tools. This one here is more for shelter and crafting. I want to say buildings, but you know, crafting stations. This little tab here is for furniture. This little tab here is for hunting, which means for traps. And then at the top, you have sub-menus. There's one for building. There's all the building options, such as foundations, floors, walls, everything. And then you have vehicles. And this is what those parts we just found for, where we can make engines, boat motors. There's the gyrocopter, and it tells you everything that you need to make these parts. And then you have farming as well. You can make plots for farming. Now, there is a story mode, but I don't think it's implemented yet because I see these lock symbols. I don't know if that means it's not there yet or I have to find something to activate it. I don't know. But apparently there's going to be a story mode at some point. And you also have consumables. You can make healing potions. You can make a breath boost, which will help you breathe underwater longer. Shark repellent, bandages, everything. So right now, what we want to be able to save our game. So we are going to go under here, under structures, and at the very top we need a shelter. We need 1 lashing, 4 those plant fronds, and 3 sticks. So let's get it. So we need our thrashing, which is going to be these guys here. I'm going to take all these, and I'm going to make a spot on the ground where all my crafting materials are going to be. So I'm just going to drop all of this. Drop it all. I'm going to drop the stick too, because I really don't need it right now. And you can stand over the pile and hit C for quick crafting, and there's our lashing. So we're going to get that. So back in our crafting menu, we have our lashing. We just need 3 sticks and 4 of those palm leaves, which will get off these trees. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, sounds safe. And we want these palm bunches. So just keep whacking it with your axe. Whacking it with the axe until they break up. And now they're breaking up. So you just press E to pick them all up. And we're going to leave that coconut here. We're going to do that later. And there's the trunk. Remember, these don't stack for now. And now all we need is sticks. But you can use your axe on the trunk. And if you hit it a few times, it'll break up into sticks. And there, guys, there's a lot to absorb what I'm telling you, but you'll notice as we continue, things will start to gel together. So I'm doing my quick craft. There's my shelter. I think we're going to build it right next to the fire. Build it there. Now we have a shelter. Now we can sleep through the night, and now we can save it. So I'm going to go ahead, guys. I'm going to go ahead and save it right here. And we're going to end the video right now. If you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. If there's an easier way to do things than what I'm doing it, let me know. All your suggestions and helpful hints are always appreciated. And like I said, if you want to see more of this, let me know. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.